Hi there, I'm Julie Lefebure, Director of Communication for Salem Church, and I'm here with our mission team leader, Joni Salazar. Joni, would you care to share our mission focus for this month and why it was chosen, and then also introduce our guest today?
We have chosen the Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice, which was formerly Justice for Our Neighbor. We have had Justice for Our Neighbor for several years because of the problems around the border. There's several people jumping around the border and finding any way to get here and having a hard time staying. So trying to get them the right place at the right time and helping them do things legally and helping people find other family members. That's really important. So I want to introduce the Director of Development, Amy Guardado.
Hi, Amy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's a joy to get to know you and also the organization a little bit better. So let's go ahead and just ask, let's just talk about what does JFON do? I believe that you are in the midst of a transition there, right? Or maybe you've just finished that, but we would love to hear more about that.
Absolutely. So originally, yes, JFON, Justice for Our Neighbors, is an organization that's been in Iowa specifically for about 21 years. We have just finished our merger with AFSC, which is American Friends Service Committee of Iowa. And we have created a new organization called Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice. Now, the reason why we've done this merger is because we're able to put together two strong skills of legal services for immigrants and refugees from Iowa JFON, along with the skills of AFSC's advocacy team, which works to strengthen the ability for immigrants and refugees to be able to have a voice in legislation and in their communities to make systemic change real in Iowa. And so together, we just have a stronger team and a bigger presence in Iowa. So that's our hope going forward. And that was the purpose of the merger. We just finished that, or officially became Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice the first week here of April. So it's brand new and we are all settling in and just getting used to our new titles and so forth. So absolutely, we're excited and just getting ready for it, everything new.
That's great. That's great. So I got to make sure I get this, Iowa Migrant Movement for Justice, right? Okay.
Correct.
I got to get that in my brain. So what do you do? What are the services you provide? How do you help? We would just love to hear more about that too.
Absolutely. So what Iowa MMJ does is we have, like I said, these two kind of halves to our services. We provide direct legal services to immigrants and refugees by helping them to become legal in their status. If they're eligible, we do things like DACA services, visa services of all different types. We bring family members over from other countries to join their families here. We unite children at the border with their families, all different types of needs surrounding immigration. And you may have heard in the news, there's so much happening at the border. There are so many different types of immigration issues that are really relevant in our country right now. So we handle so many different types of immigration cases. Now, aside from that, within our legal services, we also have 7 clinics in Iowa, in primarily small towns, but also in Cedar Rapids and in Des Moines, that we do outreach to help immigrants and refugees who may not have access to legal services any other way. And ways that some immigrants may be able to access services otherwise would be if their employers provide services to them, or maybe their churches help with services. But many, many immigrants and refugees don't have access. And so these outreach clinics help them to get access to the service at free or low cost. So that's an important part of what we do. Now, aside from the legal services, we've got the advocacy half. And those folks are listening carefully to what kinds of issues our immigrants and refugees in Iowa have to deal with. Oftentimes, that's things like unfair conditions at work. It's poor treatment within their communities, and it may also deal with legislation that is not fair treatment to immigrants and refugees. So their work may be to simply make people aware of these situations, and it also may bleed into areas like changing legislation or working on corporate groups to change the way that they structure issues within workplaces. So those two things together are really strong forces, and we're working to make that much bigger and more obvious throughout Iowa. So we have a lot of media partners as well. You may hear about us more and more through IPR, through the Des Moines Register. And the longer that we work together now under this new partnership, we're hoping to get a lot more coverage as well from other towns and other media sources throughout the state of Iowa.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. A lot of good work going on.
Thank
Yeah.
you. There's a lot to be done.
Yeah, I assume there sure is. Yes. So so Amy, what do you want us at Salem Church to know about IMMJ?
We want you,
biggest
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
We want you to know, I think more than anything, we want you to know that this whole issue encompasses so many things. It encompasses not only what's happening at the border, which is a huge issue, but it also encompasses the Black Lives Matter movement and the violence that surrounds Asian cultures right now, and so many different types of people. And we want Iowans to understand that it's so important for us to open our hearts and minds to realize that no matter where your native country may be or what your ethnic heritage may be, that we all have so many commonalities in the things that we want in life. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And so we're hoping that through our work over time, that all of the communities in Iowa, whether we're talking about large areas like Des Moines or small areas like my town of Mount Vernon, can become more and more accepting and open and willing to consider the feelings, cultures, traditions, and the ways of life of all people, and respect one another and understand that way, even if we do things differently, that when it comes down to it, we really have more things in life that are alike than are different. And that's really what all of this work is all about.
That's great. That's great. So how can we at Salem Church help? What can we do to kind of partner with you, and whether it's on an individual basis, on a church-wide basis, what can we do to help?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. So there are some general things that you can do, and there are some very specific things that we ask as well. Generally speaking, you can follow us on Facebook at Iowa MMJ. Please like our page and follow what we're doing. We'll list a lot of activities and events that you can participate in statewide, and simply keep up to date with what's going on. You can also go to our Facebook page and see all of the things that we're listing on there as well, activities and opportunities for people to get involved with advocacy issues too. You could certainly become a member through our Facebook page. There's a membership tab that talks about if you make a membership commitment on there, that you will become aware on a regular basis of what's going on with our organization and ways that you can be involved every month. Also, of course, we would love if you would donate and help us to be able to do the work that we do more easily. But very specifically speaking, in the Cedar Rapids area, that's where one of our 7 clinics is. And we hold our monthly clinic at Lovely Lane Church in Cedar Rapids. Now, because of the derecho and the COVID situation, we've had some changes in our staffing at that clinic. And so we are looking for a clinic coordinator and a hospitality coordinator. And we won't be able to reopen that clinic until we fill those positions. So they are both volunteer positions, and they both really require somebody who has a heart for working in this area and a commitment to see it through 100%. If you're interested in those possibilities, both Joni and Julie can probably give you a little more information, and certainly give you my email address for more information. But as I said before, we cannot reopen those clinics until we have those positions filled. So I'm putting my feelers out to all kinds of outlets in the Cedar Rapids area, in Mount Vernon, in Marion, trying to find the right people that can help us out so that we can get that clinic opened as soon as the CDC allows it with COVID conditions and so forth. But that's a very specific and important thing that we need to take care of. So thank you.
Yes, yes. And you have a website, correct?
Yes, the website again is www.iowammj.org.
Okay. Very simple, but yeah, I checked that out yesterday, and it is a lot of good things are going on. Again, it's just a really my eyes were opened. I had no idea that all of this was that you were doing all of this in our community and beyond. So
thank you so much. Thank you. You know, it's really a project in progress, and lots of changes will continue to happen. There's so many things all the time. So please keep checking back. Please become a member, and we want to have your involvement at any level, whatever that may be. So
wonderful. Well, great. Well, Amy, thank you for your time today. Joni, thank you for your time. And we will put all of that contact information in the body of the video, so you will be able to access that. But in the meantime, we just wish you the best, Amy, and the organization, the new organization, IMMJ. So it's exciting, and we are excited to just be a part of this in your very first month of the merger. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you, Joni. Thank you, Julie.
All right, thank you.